From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, the Alaska Industrial Development and Export Authority has signed a letter of intent to buy Pentex, Alaska Natural Gas Company, and its assets. Now that includes Fairbanks Natural Gas. The proposed price is $52.5 million. ADA officials say the investment would allow them to advance the goal of bringing affordable natural gas to interior Alaska.
Our proposed purchase of Pentex and its assets is subject to ADA's due diligence process and then, of course, to ADA board approval. The long-term goal is to help reduce consumer heating costs in interior Alaska. We look at this as a strategic investment of a strategic asset that can play a significant role for the long-term success of the interior energy project.
The Republican-controlled U.S. Senate has passed a bipartisan bill approving construction of the Keystone XL oil pipeline. The 62-36 vote advanced a top priority of Republican leaders who moved ahead despite presidential veto threat. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski and Dan Sullivan joined the entire Republican caucus to vote in favor of the legislation. Keystone is expected to be the first of many battles with the White House over energy and the environment. 9 Democrats voted in favor of the bill, but the measure fell short of the threshold needed to override a veto. Murkowski, who chairs the Senate Energy Committee, says the bill that could create up to 42,000 jobs also provides other benefits to the country.
For energy security, for good trade relationships with our neighbor in Canada, for all the right reasons, it was important that we pass this legislation.
If the president wants to veto this, that again will be him siding with radical environmental groups who don't care about jobs, who don't care about energy security, and it's the same groups that are supporting his assault on Alaska.
Students, faculty, and staff at the University of Alaska Fairbanks have begun training in a program aimed at stopping the spread of violence. We have more now in this report. It's called the Green Dot Program.
Basically, it's how do we turn potentially bad, hurtful behavior into kind of avoided situations.
And the conference room was packed full of community members determined to spread this message to the interior community, starting at UAF.
I've seen plenty of situations, heard about situations that I know could have been prevented because there were plenty of people around, and I've had my own green dot experiences. It's important, and keeping your head up and trying to protect your fellow students. I mean, we're all in this together, so it's like, I don't understand why we're not looking out for each other more.
The Green Dot program has been implemented in communities across Alaska, including Anchorage, Homer, and Nome.
Each time an individual makes a choice, whether through their words or their actions to hurt another person, that's a red dot. And as you can imagine, gone unchecked, those red dots pretty quickly spread all over the state. But a green dot is when somebody, through their words or actions, talks about ways that they might prevent violence from occurring.
Alaska has some of the highest rates of domestic violence in the nation. And here in Fairbanks, statistically, over 50% of women have experienced some sort of violence.
There are steps that we're going to learn in this training that we can pass on to students. And there's a lot of situations where students don't know what to do, they don't know how to step up. And if they learn simple steps that they can do, they could prevent a rape or a slap or any act of intimidation.
Those involved say it's about spreading awareness, because just by being aware of your surroundings, you could be a green dot.
And the simple but powerful message of Green Dot is the more green dots that we have, the less red dots there'll be, plain and simple, because there just won't be room for them. It won't be tolerated. It'll be clear that that type of behavior, those decisions, just aren't what Alaskans are about, not what Fairbanks is about, and not what UAF is about.
I'm Stephanie Woodard reporting. All right, well, when we come back, we'll have some more news, so stay with us. And welcome back. Budget cuts could possibly delay deployment of F-35 fighter jets to Eielson Air Force Base, but they aren't expected to stop them from being assigned there. Now that's according to discussion during a Senate Armed Services Committee meeting yesterday. During the hearing, a U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff General Mark Welsh spoke on the latest news regarding the potential basing of 2 squadrons of F-35s here at Eielson. Responding to questions from Senator Dan Sullivan, General Welsh talked about the strategic benefits of Alaska and the training capabilities it offers. He also said he expected the planes to come here.
We have defended this program, as you know, from the beginning as a priority program for us. And so we hope that does not become reality. That would not, by the way, put the initial operational capability date at risk in my view. And clearly your emphasis on the strategic benefits of the state of Alaska and the training capability at J-Park are pretty well supported by the decisions we are trying to make with F-22 bed down already made, tanker bed down already made, and now consideration of Eielson as the leading candidate for our Pacific bed down.
Well, if the cold weather has got you down and you're in need for a good laugh, tomorrow night is the 14th annual Junior Fairbanks Funny Fest at Pioneer Park. Nearly 2 decades ago, 2 well-known Fairbanks comedians, Jerry Evans and Glenner Anderson, wanted to share their passion for stand-up comedy. So they started the Fairbanks Funny Fest with adults and then later began working with kids. Now, whether you're young, old, shy, or the class clown, they invite anyone to join. The students spent Monday through Wednesday nights working on stand-up routines, which they then perform live in front of an audience tomorrow night. Evans has been doing comedy for about 20 years now, and he believes everyone is funny. He and Glenner simply help the kids to remember those funny moments in life and show them how to present it on stage. Tomorrow's performance starts at 7. Tickets are $5 per person, and all the proceeds go to the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Alaska.
Oh, the energy is always high here. We have a great turnout every year. Glenn and I will get up on stage and warm people up a little bit, and then we have 10 juniors this year, ranging from 12 years old to 20 years old. So it's a family-friendly event. Again, it's a fundraiser for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I guarantee if you come out, you'll have a good time and you'll laugh.
And now let's join Lisa Gambardella in her kitchen for a pasta recipe with a bite that goes great with fish or chicken.
Buongiorno! Welcome to Gambardella's Pasta Bella. I'm Lisa Gambardella, downtown at Gambardella's, and today we're making a really versatile dish for you. It's got a lot of flavor. I've got a very hot pan for starters. Get that chicken in there. Can you hear that searing? Make sure your pan's hot first. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. You can make it as lean or rich as you want. So if you're trimming down, you can still enjoy a delicious meal. Now I've pre-salted the chicken because each molecule of salt brings in so many molecules of water, but I'm gonna add a little more salt. Some pepper, my fresh garlic. I'm gonna find a little pocket of oil to put that in so it can brown as well. Okay, when I think everything's browned nicely, oh, look at that. Then I start adding other liquids in there. For example, some white wine. Woo, nice. And some chicken stock. That's gonna extend the sauce on it. But the 2 stars of the show on a chicken piccata are capers. Beautiful. I like to pour a little caper juice right in there. Now you can add pasta to that or vegetables if you want to go low carb. It's super simple. Ooh. And now, the final main attraction to the chicken piccata, the lemon. Add some flavor to it as well. You can also use this for a fish dish, halibut, tilapia, whatever you like. This smells delicious. Join us at Gambardella's or make it at home. This has been Fairbanks Flavor. See our recipes at webcenter11.com.
Brought to you by Gambardella's Pasta Bella.
She always makes cooking look so easy. I wish you could share her tips with me. All right, well, Joe Cook is up next with sports. He has a story on some special Yukon Quest volunteers and another one on the Nanook rifle as they got ready for their biggest match of the season. Those stories are next with Joe. Stay with us.
Welcome back into your Alaska. Joe Cook here at the Sports Seat for you this Thursday evening with your local sports. The Yukon Quest is just a little over a week away, and a lot of different people from all walks of life are contributing to the 1,000-mile dog sled race. This afternoon at the Denali Center, volunteers of the Quest who are no longer physically able to be out on the trail, they're still helping out. These volunteers sew and decorate blankets for the dogs that are dropped during the race. Now, those dogs are often far along the trail, and they'll have a long trip back to their kennel, so an extra blanket is always good. 48 will be shipped to Whitehorse this week. Some have been volunteers for at least 20 years, and they're still connected to the race. Yukon Quest Executive Director Marty Stewart presented these dexterous workers with a blanket of their own. The blanket is filled with autographs from mushers, Quest administrators, and others to pay tribute for what they do for the Quest.
Thinking about the dogs mainly, that they'll be warm, so cold right now. That's the main thing. I just want to keep them warm, keep them happy. Well, it just brings you pleasure to do something for somebody else, even if it's a dog.
It's really amazing to see how much the dogs in the race touches everybody. It really is a hometown event. And it's just amazing how everybody finds a way to be involved and to feel that they have something to contribute, because we all do.
Well, it's not quite March, but this weekend's rifle match between #1 West Virginia and #2 Alaska will have a championship field. The last time these teams met was in last year's national final, where the Mountaineers denied the Nanox a national title. This season, Alaska is 7-1 and 2-1 in the Patriot Rifle Conference. Their only loss was by 7 to TCU on the road back in November without their full roster. They've won 4 matches in a row, and they've set a new program record of 4,711 points along the way. West Virginia, they are 8-0, and they've eclipsed 4,700 points 5 times this year. The match starts Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. Saturday at 2 p.m. the air final will be in the gym. This weekend could be a preview of the national championships in March at the Patty Center.
Win or we lose, it'll be nice, of course, to win. But I think we're really going to be focusing on what each of us can do to focus on ourselves so that we'll be more ready to perform well in March.
I mean, for me, it's like, sweet, get to shoot another match. Happy about that.
Right.
But, you know, on a bigger level, they're a great school. They shoot well, but we're a great school. We shoot well also, so it'll be a good match.
There are 2 big weekends left in the 4A wrestling season. The first is this Saturday at West Valley High School. The Wolfpack will host this year's MAC championships, which start at 9 a.m. on Saturday. February 6th and 7th are the state meets in Chugiak. All the teams have wrestlers that can not only win a MAC title, but compete at state. West Valley, although young with 1 senior heavyweight Jason Love, freshman Jordan Opp, and junior Joey Frissalone are state hopefuls. Lathrop has also made noise with Jack Dickinson, Micah E., and Tyreek Jones. Out in North Pole, the Patriots have placed in the top 10 of all their tournaments against the top 4A teams this year. They're looking for 3 straight MAC titles.
I think it'd be the first time that North Pole's ever done that, but we're battling a few injuries and sickness, so we're hoping that we stick together long enough to have a shot at that, yes.
I want to win the tournament. I want to beat North Pole, even though they got like probably 30, 40 kids. We have 12. That'd be really fun. We need a lot of people to get in first, though, to do that.
As a team, we have a couple holes in our lineup because we don't have that many guys, but individually, we have some people that are going to do really well at state this year. I feel 4 or 5 guys that are looking really tough going into the late part of the season.
The West Valley Wolfpack took a break from Mid-Alaska hockey and hosted the Colony Knights this afternoon. In the first period at the Big Dipper, Colony, they get a chance, and Jacob Link, he goes into Legend of Zelda mode. The power play goal, remember Link from Legend of Zelda, the Knights led 1-0 after 1. Late in the second period, West Valley, they fight back and they tie it up at 1-1 with the Gabe Rankin tally at point-blank range. And that will be the score going into the third period. But Isaac Vincent, he scores for Colony at the 10:30 mark of the third. Goalie Joey Diltz did the rest for Colony. They hold on for a 2-1 win over the Wolfpack. In the regular season, Greatland Conference hockey title was on the line Wednesday night in Delta Junction. The Huskies hosting the Monroe Rams. Both teams have 7-1 conference records. Delta led 3-0 at the end of 2 periods of hockey. They will go on to win this one 6-1 to move into first place. The Rams will need Hutch to beat Delta today for a possible share of that Greatland regular season title. And that's a wrap for sports. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back in. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about weather. It was not a bad day across the interior. For the most part, we had just clear skies, some ice fog here and there. But the good news is temperatures could be as warm as 10 above by Sunday. So just hold your breath and kind of put up with it for the next few days. We're still looking at the cold air coming around. Photograph tonight, sent in by Ingrid Heim. Winter on the Gilmore Trail. You can see the trees all flocked with all the nice snow there and a nice blue colored sky in the background. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, by all means send it to photos@ktvf11.com and we'll share it with the rest of the audience. Here's your almanac right now, 29 degrees below zero. That is our high for the day at current temperature. The low last night, 40 below. Record high, 35 above in 1994. But in 1933, it dropped down to 58 below. Now the sunrise and sunset, about 6 hours and 39 minutes, a gain of 6 minutes from yesterday. And we are looking at nice weather to continue across the interior until these clouds possibly start to move in from the south, although we're looking more at warmer temperatures coming in with a southerly flow. As you can see, the flow is coming right out of the south. It's just got to work its way around this high pressure area that's sitting over us. This next big band of moisture is something we have to look forward to next week that might possibly give us some snow, but also colder temperatures. We'll keep an eye on that. What's going on across the rest of the state right now? For the most part, it is still raining over southeast Alaska. It has stopped finally. Now we're looking at some sunshine. That's good. It was raining earlier this afternoon. Now the skies have cleared out. 41 degrees at Ketchikan. Over to the south central regions, 17 degrees at Anchorage. They've rebounded a little bit from yesterday's single-digit highs. Kodiak looking at a little rain and snow shower activity. Clear skies along the Aleutian chain up and down the west coast. Lots of sunshine and temperatures chilling down around 9 degrees below. Barrow at 26 below. And again, Fort Yukon stuck in that freezer, 45 degrees below zero. Lower 48 weather looks like this. And looks nice weather up and down the west coast until you get around the Los Angeles, Phoenix area, a little shower activity going on there. Temperatures still starting to cool back down around Denver. And not as warm as they were in Dallas yesterday, 69 degrees. Minneapolis at exactly freezing, 32 degrees, 77 New Orleans, and some snow falling over the northeastern sections of New York. And you can see why. Again, look at this system, little clipper moving across the Great Lakes, bringing some light snow and freezing precipitation to the northeast. While out to the west, there's the rain shower activity associated with an area of low pressure sitting off the southern sections of California. Now the overall picture for this weekend is calling for more snow possible into the Denver area, right on down into Albuquerque and Amarillo, Texas, and the overall picture for the jet stream way up to the north once again, allowing a lot of rain to form across the deep south, dry out to the west, and very cold across the Great Lakes. All right, back to Alaska for tomorrow. For the northern sections, low visibility with winds at Barrow. Partly cloudy skies for Nome, and ice, fog, and cold in the Fort Yukon area. Here in the interior, once again, not much change from today. Clear with patchy ice fog for Fairbanks, clear skies for Healy, and mostly sunny skies around the Delta Junction area. And over southeast Alaska, partly cloudy at Juneau, then more rain expected in Ketchikan, while over the southwest part of the state, looking at cloudy skies at Coal Bay, sunny skies for Bethel, and scattered clouds at Kodiak Island. And real quickly looking at the Anchorage Bowl, cloudy skies in Anchorage, chance of snow for Homer, snow showers in Valdez. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. All this week talking with the kids from Two Rivers School, but tonight, here's the teacher with our weather fact.
Hello, I'm Miss Farias, and this is my 4th, 5th, 6th grade class here at Two Rivers Elementary, and we have a weather fact to share with you. Class, did you know the wettest place in the world is on an island south of India? Close to 480 inches or 40 feet of rain falls each year. Fairbanks only receives 14 inches of rain each year.
Whoa. That is a lot of rain, that's for sure. Thanks, Mount McKinley Bank, for sponsoring our kids' weather. And next week, the kids from University Park Elementary School will be here. Real quickly, looking at our short-range forecast for tonight, 36 degrees below zero. Another night with severe cold and patchy ice fog possible. Tomorrow's forecast, patchy morning ice fog, then sunny skies, 20 degrees below zero. And the 5-day outlook, as you can see, temperatures rising to near 10 degrees by Monday. And overnight lows will also be warming up. And then after that, we're going to cool down once again with the overnight lows dropping down by next Tuesday or Wednesday. And maybe a chance of a little snow returning back to the picture by next Wednesday. But all in all, at least this cold air will be moving out of the picture. And I'm glad for that.
You know, I never thought I'd be so happy to see 15 below.
Yeah.
once you're coming out of these
People in the
cold
lower
snaps.
48 would think you're crazy if you say
They
that.
would. They really would, but they just don't get it. Once we come out of these 40 below cold snaps, that 15 below or 5 below is just like T-shirts.
It is. It's nice. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike. That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we're glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, a new study is out that shows 2 to 3 drinks a day could raise your risk for a stroke. That's up next with Brian
2 to 3
Williams.
drinks of what?
Well, you'll find out. Watch the report.
All right. Well, join us 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night. See you back here at 11.